Whoa, what the hell is that? That would piss me off trying to have a shower. I love it. I love it. Octopuses are almost alien. Now we all know who I am. It's your big host, Steve here, and welcome to another episode of Classified Captures. I got some shout-outs. We got Maria, what should we know? Steve, I want to shout out and I definitely have something for you. Now, Maria, you've sent some pretty strange comments and messages on this channel, and I kind of understand some, kind of don't understand others, but hey, honey, I hope you're doing well anyway. Shout out, Steve, can you give some love for my dying dog, Eliza, who has to be euthanized any day now? I'm really sorry about that. Tim Biorhi. Is that how you say your name? Tim TVM Biorhi? Anyway, ma'am. Much love. Heartfelt. Lee Boyle JLD. Hi, Steve. It's Lebo from Leeds. Kamara 5. You can see someone behind him. Oh, Camera 5. You could see someone behind him. Shout out. Hey, Lebo. Okay. Matt Rogers, 1974. Steve the Dragon in the first few clips is actually an animatronic built for the series House of Dragons. Yeah, a few people told us that as well. Thank you very much, ma'am. How about a shout out to Matt and Dorothy Rogers from Kent, Washington. Love the show. Been watching you forever. Now keep up the killer work. We're gonna try, man. We're gonna try. Bubba's 2N3D Tunes. Shout out Steve, Anchorage, Alaska. Greg Bubba Wade. Hope you're doing well, Greg. Thanks for having you with us. Tina Rubino 2614. Hey, Steve, shout out from Northern California. So they're not UFOs, to be seriously correct. They're demon FOs. I've never heard of demon FOs before. You're gonna have to explain more, honey. Landscape Dog. Steve-O! How you doing, brother? Shout out from Colorado Springs, my friend. Hope you've had a great day. Hope you're having a good day as well, Landscape Dog. Andy Cook, 69. Give me a shout out, Steve. Andy C in the UK. We love your show. Keep the clips coming. I'll try my best, me old maga. Plausible. Hey, Steve, could you give us a shout out to my boys, Oliver and Nolan, please? We live on the Outer Banks of North California and always love watching your videos. Oliver Nolan, so glad to have you with us, man. Keep watching, else you'll be in trouble. Crow 03690. Shout out Rise of the Crow People. Is that like a book or something? Rise of the Crow People, or is that a cult? Or is that just people keep crows? What is it? Sounds cool though. Rise of the Crow People. Yeah, love it. Nice one. Anyway, that's all the shout outs. Road Nautica. Now, before I say what's on my mind about this app, pay attention. This girl and her friends were using the app when it sent them to an unknown location. For those unfamiliar with the app, it uses a random number generator to pick a surprise location nearby for you to explore based on a theme or goal you choose to focus on in your mind. At least, that's what they say. This girl and her friends picked what they wanted and ended up at the location you're seeing now. But pay attention to the mural on the wall. Do you see the problem? Yeah, it looks exactly like the girl. Somehow the girl got sent to a location with her friends that had a mural of her face on the wall. Everyone was shocked, and she appeared speechless. Now, when I saw this online, I was like, no, well, there's no way this could be. I expected members of the community to tear her down and call her and her friends out for faking this encounter, but, well, that's not what happened. Instead, these are the comments I found. Simply put, everyone who'd used this app had experienced something weird and chilling. Some almost died. Some had strange experiences, others met strange beings. Compared to their experiences, this lady's mural was believable. So what do you guys think, though? Is this possible in any way? Also, would you be interested in me finding some of these stories and reading them to you during our episodes? Let me know in the comments section. This one's allegedly from the Appalachian Mountains. Tell me what you see. Looks like Bigfoot, doesn't it? According to the uploader, when he first saw the creature, he thought it was a large black bear, but as he paid closer attention, the gait was not what you'd expect to see from a black bear. What's more, the body proportions were more human than bear-like, and that's when it clicked. Bigfoot. Not wanting to get ahead of himself, he decided to record the clip and upload it online for all to see and pass an opinion. And many were quick to agree with him. Some called it one of the best modern clips from Appalachia featuring Bigfoot. A few others were skeptical, though. They felt this looked like a man in a suit, and I'm tempted to agree. That was at least the case until Aaron, whom I haven't mentioned in a long time, pointed something out in the video. Pay attention to the foliage ahead of Bigfoot. Do you see the reflected white light? Those things are usually found with snipers or camera lenses. Something or someone is watching the one filming. So what do you think is actually going on here? Apparently we're watching a goat bird hide. Whoa, what the hell is that? Alright, that looks a little bit weird. It's gotta be sad. A little bit strange. That's even goat. That looks incredibly real. Is it just me? That just looks incredibly real. What the hell is that? It's like a huge, massive bird or something, but it can like run as well as fly. Has anybody got an explanation for that?
Mira, allá abajo hay algo moviéndose.
Es un perro. El perro está ladrando.
¿Qué es eso?
Ay, se molestó. No. Vámonos.
Stepping away from the woods to the city areas of North Carolina, take a good look at this footage. It actually looks like it's on fire. Now, looking at it, it doesn't have the shape of any of our traditional aircraft, unless there is one like this that I'm not aware of. Calling it a UFO feels natural, but, well, I've decided to check what members of the community were saying. Some also believed this was a UFO entering our atmosphere and asked if we were under attack. They felt this might have been shot down by some government-controlled aircrafts before it could cause any damage. Some also felt this was no aircraft. In fact, one person mentioned that it was a night jump by some military personnel. The strange shape is actually a star pattern created by them holding each other's chutes. I'm not sure why, but that made a lot of sense. That was until I saw him mention a second clip. I clicked on that second link, and this time the objects in the flame looked like they were separate. It was almost as though it was a fiery streak of different crafts crashing down to the earth. This defeated the military night jump hypothesis and brought us back to square one. Well, you've seen the clip, so what exactly are we dealing with here? Airbnbs. I would never stay in one if I were alone, and this clip is just one of those reasons. Pay attention. Did you see it? No? Well, he's not alone in that room. In the first few seconds of the clip, he notices there's a shadow figure peeping, and that startled him, which is why he got up. He tries to follow and find whatever it was, but loses track of it. He then looks at the stairs and then the path to his left, unsure of where the dark figure could have gone. Now, obviously he's scared, but, well, why wouldn't he be? Imagine you book an unknown place for the night alone, and you notice there are shadows moving around the place late at night. It would leave you equally spooked as well. He'd actually started recording to make sure he was not being paranoid, and the clip came in handy. He didn't stay as long as he intended to stay. He left as soon as he could, especially when the camera footage confirmed his fears. He's still worried, though. He uploaded this online asking if it was possible for whatever the shadow creature was to have cursed him or attached itself to him. The community is divided on that. Some think he staged the whole thing, some are genuinely worried about him, and a few have asked him to see a pastor to help him. Now, if you were the one in his shoes, what would you have done? This was captured in Mexico. There's an unusually strange-looking creature staring at the one filming from the top of the tree directly opposite him. The uploader was apparently on his way home after a long day when he felt there was something watching him. He ignored it, thinking it was his imagination. After all, it was nighttime and, well, there was no one else but him on that road. After a while, he couldn't shake it off, the whole feeling, and started to look around. Just as he was about to conclude again that he was imagining things, he saw two red eyes looking in his direction, and this confused him, which is why he brought out his camera to film. He expected to be attacked. The clip was going to at least serve as evidence of what attacked him. Split seconds turned to whole seconds, then to minutes, and the creature just stared. Gathering all the courage he could, he ran away, leaving the creature behind, and it didn't chase him either. Once he was safe, he had to know. What had he just encountered? He posted it on one of the paranormal platforms, hoping to receive answers, but no one answered him satisfactorily, which is where you guys come in. What are we dealing with here? Was allegedly captured in a hotel. Man, a dancing faucet. Who had ever thought? That's a little bit strange to say the least. Either it's strange or it's just set up footage and someone's got 2 bits of fishing wire and they're dangling it like that, but I'm not sure. What do you think? That would piss me off trying to have a shower with that thing, I can tell you that now for nothing. Have you ever had your reflection look back at you? No? Well, this professor can't say the same. This clip was recorded in Argentina during COVID. Yes, that same global lockdown that had the entire world on edge, and thankfully we made it through. And my heart goes out to anyone who lost loved ones during that time. But back to the clip. A student recorded this lecture so that he could revisit it later. At that time, nothing seemed out of place, just a normal class, a normal professor, a normal day. But days later, when the student watched the footage again, they noticed something they definitely were not supposed to see. The professor's reflection moved on its own. Instead of mirroring him, it turned its head and looked directly toward the camera. Then just like that, it snapped back into place like nothing ever happened. Naturally, that raised a few questions. The student uploaded this clip online, hoping someone would explain it. Days passed and no one could give a solid answer. No clear explanation, no obvious trick. So now we're left with 2 possibilities. Either this professor has something following him, something that doesn't quite obey the rules of reflections, or the clip has been edited to make it look that way. Both are unsettling in their own way. But I want to hear from you. You tell me what you think we're looking at here.
Cuarto nivel es la sabiduría. ¿En qué se diferencia cada uno de estos 4 niveles? Vamos a charlar ahora para después cada uno de nosotros ver en qué nivel estamos. ¿Bien? Bien.
Now, I bet you didn't know they could do this. And yes, that's a crow riding a piece of plastic on top of someone's roof. Looks random, right? It's not. That bird is balancing, adjusting, controlling the ride. That's intentional. Crows are incredibly intelligent. They solve problems, use tools, and more importantly, they remember faces, not just recognize, remember. There are real cases of crows holding grudges against people who wronged them. So what you're watching isn't just a play, it's learning, it's testing its environment. And that's where it gets a little unsettling, because if they can think like this, well, how much do they actually understand about us? Just remember, the worst thing you can do is pick a grudge with one of these birds. Now, can you tell me what's wrong with the footage you're watching? There's what looks like a shadow of a man on the wall of that building. The strange part of the whole shoot is the fact that there's no one standing in front of the house. It looks like this might be some sort of spirit. Hold on, wait. Sorry. I just noticed something I hadn't noticed earlier. My initial hypothesis was that this was the shadow of a man caused by an invisible spirit. But looking at the clip again, it looks like this might just be the shadow of a bird. I mean, look at it. And if that's the case, then, well, this might just be the shadow of a bird perched on one of those phone or electricity lines. That sounds more logical than the ghost hypothesis, but, well, you take a look and tell me what you think.
There is no one standing there, but there's a silhouette, like a shadow of a person. Yeah.
Still on shadows and reflections, what do you make of the clip on your screen? It looks like there's a woman in a gown staring in the direction of the person who took the picture, right? Well, allow me to shock you. The individual filming doesn't know who that is. In fact, the lady was not present when she took the picture. According to the uploader of the image, she was taking a picture of the pitch black outdoors to let one of the individuals at home know how dark it was outside. And when she reviewed the picture, however, she saw what you guys are seeing. What makes this not so surprising, yet strange, is the fact that they'd been experiencing strange phenomena ever since they moved into this new place. They'd occasionally hear voices and see things flying around the house. There have been strange knocking sounds they couldn't explain either. Seeing this was the answer they'd always suspected, and it was not a pleasant one. The woman uploaded this online asking if there was a way to banish the spirit, and personally I think moving out might be great, especially since they just moved in recently. So what do you think?
Iggy. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. Silence.
I love it. I love it. I got a friend that's got one of these birds, and it's the biggest character in the world.
Iggy.
How cute.
It's 7 o'clock in the morning.
Man,
Silence.
that thing knows. It knows. Sorry, my British beauty, but he's very aware of what he's doing. That's what I think, anyway.
Kiki. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. Silence.
Now, I know I fell down a lot as a child, clumsy little bastard that I was, but never ever did something like this push me down. By something, I'm referring to that hand behind the toddler in the image. To provide a bit of context, this was captured by a mother who was spending some quality time with her child. Now, prior to this engagement, she'd always been worried about the child. Unlike other kids her age, this particular child couldn't maintain her balance. Doctors had done the necessary checks and said the child was all right physically. They didn't understand what was happening and assumed the child would grow out of it. She didn't. But she was still young, so it was not too worrying until Mummy took this picture. That hand. It didn't exist some seconds prior to Mummy taking the picture. They were home alone. She shared this with family and friends, and it became clear to everyone there was a paranormal spirit or being pushing the child down. But why? Well, no one could say for sure. They quickly moved out of the place, and once they were out, the child suddenly started walking with no problems. It was as though the falling problems disappeared overnight. She shared a story online asking for more in-depth explanation, but, well, it's not a case that I think needs one. They were in a place with a malevolent spirit. They moved out, and that spirit lost its hold on them, and that to me is all that happened. But what say you? What would you do if you suddenly found a secret elevator at your workplace after being there for over 5 years? No one has ever mentioned it, you never seen it before, and you only find it after closing for a night shift. Are you stepping in? Or are you turning around and going home to rethink your life choices? Because these guys, well, they chose to go in. No hesitation, no backup plan, just pure curiosity. They treated it like an adventure. On the other side, they found empty hallways, long silent abandoned, then an underground shopping facility completely deserted. And just when it couldn't get any stranger, they came across a truck, running. At that point, they finally decided to turn back. Honestly, I would have done the same. Actually, I probably wouldn't have stepped into the elevator in the first place, but here's what doesn't sit right with me. Why upload something like this online? If that place belongs to someone, well, aren't you basically announcing that you've been there? Unless none of it is real, unless the whole thing was staged from the beginning. You've seen the clip, so tell me what you think is really going on here. Beautiful neighborhood, right? But pay attention to the bottom left corner of the frame. You'll notice a black object sitting in front of the car. At first, it looks completely normal, then within seconds, it bursts into flames. But here's where things get strange. The fire doesn't behave like a normal fire. It appears to move in different directions, like almost it had a mind of its own, before eventually moving out of the frame. The homeowners noticed it happening and, just like you, were completely confused. According to them, there was nothing there that should have been able to catch fire. No obvious source, no explanation, just a flame appearing out of nowhere. They went outside afterwards expecting to at least find some burnt remains or dark soot where the fire had been. But they found nothing. The clip was later shared with the paranormal community, hoping someone could explain what they were seeing. Some viewers believe it could be something otherworldly, others think the whole thing was staged. But either way, the question remains, what exactly was burning? You've seen the clip, so what do you think? This isn't normal, but somehow this guy found a way to get crows to do his bidding. It started simple. He began leaving food out for them every now and then. Naturally, more crows started showing up. Then he noticed something interesting. The crows were curious about shiny objects, so he started rewarding them only when they brought him something shiny, small stones, metal objects, and eventually coins. The crows quickly learned the pattern. Bringing something interesting, get a reward. Before long, they were showing up with more and more gifts for their human friend. Now, seeing how intelligent they were, he even introduced paper and money, and somehow they started bringing that too. And yes, before you ask, crows really are that smart. They can recognize faces, solve puzzles, remember people who've helped or harmed them, and even learn from experience. But there is one problem. If these crows are collecting coins and notes from around the area, well, where exactly are they getting them from? Are they finding forgotten money? Or are they taking it? Either way, this is one of the strangest examples of animal intelligence you'll ever see. Would you try something like this? Imagine standing outside your home recording the sun, and then this happens. Confused? Well, look closely. The sun appears to move suddenly to the left by itself. Rebecca Hartwig, the person filming, was just as confused as everyone watching this clip, and she uploaded the footage online hoping someone could explain what she'd captured. But as expected, not everyone was convinced. Some viewers believed the footage had been edited, others suggested it was created using AI. Rebecca, however, insists the clip is completely real. Now, there are a few possible explanations. Camera movement, lens effects, or the way the image was captured could create strange illusions like this. But if the footage is exactly as it appears, what could have caused the sun to seemingly move? Have you ever seen anything like this before, and how long ago was it? Have you ever seen a dead man walking tornado? No? Well, you're in luck. This clip was recorded in 2011. At first glance, it looks like we're watching something impossible. There appears to be two tornadoes side by side, but the one on the right looks like it's actually walking. Now, before we start thinking tornadoes have learned how to move like living creatures, there's a much simpler explanation. It isn't walking. What we're actually seeing is two separate tornadoes moving close together. Because they're traveling in the same direction and changing shape as they move, the one on the right appears to take steps forward, almost like a person walking across the landscape. Tornadoes can also shift, grow, shrink, and change their visible shape depending on wind conditions, making them look like they're moving in unusual ways. So no, this isn't a dead man walking tornado. It's still an incredible and terrifying sight though. Have you ever experienced a tornado or been close to severe weather like this? And what was it like? James passed away in 1878. He was only 5 years old. But according to those who visited this cemetery, his story did not end there. Look closely at this photograph. At first, it looks like there's a child moving in the background, a figure that appears almost out of place, as if someone was caught walking through the frame. Many believe that child is James. According to the story, James has been seen around the cemetery for years, with visitors claiming to capture strange images where a childlike figure appears in the background. Some say it's the spirit of a young boy still wandering the place where he'd been laid to rest. Others believe there's a much simpler explanation. A shadow, a blur, a trick of the camera. The human brain is incredibly good at finding familiar shapes, even when they aren't really there. But that's what makes images like this so fascinating. Are people capturing a genuine paranormal encounter, or are we just seeing what we want to see? Take a good look at the image. What do you think? Now, I don't watch this sport, and so honestly, I don't know who this is, but watching this clip, something clearly doesn't look right. The fighter appears to be repeatedly punching his own ring area, almost as if he's reacting to something that nobody else can see. Naturally, the paranormal community had their own explanation. Some believe he's seeing something supernatural, others think he's fighting off some kind of unseen presence. But if this footage is real, I think there could be a much more serious explanation. Combat sports are incredibly demanding on the human body, and repeated blows to the head have been a major concern for athletes in sports like boxing and MMA. The brain is taking impact after impact, and the long-term effects are still being studied. That doesn't mean we know exactly what's happening in the clip. There could be many explanations, and we should be careful about judging someone from a short video. But it does raise an interesting question. These sports are worth billions of dollars with millions of fans around the world. So where do we draw the line between entertainment and protecting the people inside the ring? Would you let someone close to you pursue a sport like this?
One night during a storm, a man took out his camera just in time to capture the electrifying moment when lightning strikes. As the darkness of the night was lit up by the strike, we noticed something. There was a strange humanoid creature. It looked much bigger than a human, but the weirdest part of the situation was that the lightning had hit the said creature and the creature burned into ashes and vanished. This might seem like something strange out of a supernatural thriller, but take a good look at the footage again. Did you see that? Some folks are sold on the idea that it's a bona fide demon getting zapped by the forces of nature, while others are throwing around theories of optical illusions or camera glitches. What's your take on it? Is it a stormy encounter with the supernatural or just a quirky play of light and shadows? Share your thoughts in the comments section. This next footage is something to consider as a conspiracy.
What the absolute fuck is it?
While on patrol, a police officer stopped by the woods when he heard this strange sound coming from within. The sound was indescribable and unlike any sound of a creature, but the depth of the sound indicated that whatever or whoever was making the sound must be pretty big. The policeman is convinced that the vocalizations are coming from a Bigfoot, and it's not so surprising. Bigfoot has been a talk in the paranormal community for years, and sounds like this have often been attributed to this enigmatic creature. So could it be the hairy, humanoid giant of the wilderness making those spine-tingling sounds, or is it just another puzzle in the grand tapestry of the unknown? Now brace yourself for a peculiar scene. In this footage, where a man gets his mouth wide open, stretched to the max, it's like he's on the verge of throwing up. But here's the kicker. Instead of regular sounds, he's letting out these eerie, otherworldly tones. Hang on though, because it gets even stranger. According to the source, the man isn't just having a bizarre moment. No. He's apparently in the process of turning into a goat. Yeah, you heard that right. A goat. Now, I'm not a shapeshifter expert, but turning into a goat sounds like the plot of a supernatural drama, and I'm all for it. What's your take on this bizarre transformation? Goat man on the loose, or just a creative hoax in action? Here we've got this van that's causing a stir on the internet. If you're wondering why, take a look.
这个是一个75乘1米的哈，长安款的，福特款的呢？
You see it, don't you? Yeah, that looks like an oven at the back of the van. It should not exist, but there it is. As strange as that is in itself, here's what's puzzling people. The opening is big enough to fit a human in there. The big question on everyone's mind, what on earth could a human-sized oven in the back of a van be for? It's not exactly your typical barbecue setup, so what is it? Some in the community believe it might be a mobile crematorium. Yeah, you heard that correctly, a crematorium on wheels. Could it be truly a crematorium, or is there something that we're missing? Please do share your thoughts in the comments section.
这个是一个75乘1米的哈，长安款的，福特款的呢？
Talk about a real-life plot twist. Here's the lowdown on an unexpected scene. A woman lying unconscious on the ground, catching the attention of a concerned passerby. He quickly rushed to check up on her, but as he got closer, he noticed that she lay on the ground unconscious. She didn't even look like she was breathing. The concerned man yelled out to her until she woke up all of a sudden.
What? Hey, baby, you okay? Hey, what the? Hey, mama, you need to call. Mama, call. You all right? You good?
You okay?
You straight? Huh?
She said she was okay and looked pretty confused. Now, spectators suggest that it might be a glitch in the Matrix, but hold on to your conspiracy theories. It turns out there's a more grounded explanation. Our damsel in distress had a seizure and took an unexpected tumble from her bicycle. We really hope that she's okay now. Turns out everything is a glitch in the Matrix. Who knew? In this next footage taken in the UK, someone noticed this strange craft in the night sky. The lights on the craft showed the triangular shape of the craft as it soared through the sky. Naturally, this strange craft has led to many speculations on what we could be dealing with. As people guess and wonder, different opinions come out of the shadows. Some say the craft is from outer space, calling it a UFO. On the other hand, doubters suggest a different story. They think the mysterious vehicle might be something human-made, using otherworldly technology. Both theories seem almost true, but which do you think it is? Something unknown or a result of human innovation? In the shots inside the car, you see the driver and another person chilling in the front seat. All normal. Now, if you know anything about our channel, it's that we don't do normal and the road shots say it all. Initially, it's just an empty street, but a few seconds later, and bam! Out of nowhere, a strange figure materializes on the road. You can see it in a few pictures, and then it vanishes into thin air. If it were me, I'd be scared out of my wits. Aaron believes this is a legitimate encounter. But what's your take? During an eclipse on October the 4th, 2023, someone managed to capture not just the usual sun and moon show, but another bright sphere hanging out behind the sun. Do you see it? Can you guess its name? No? Well, it's allegedly called Nibiru. I know you might be confused, so let's delve into the Nibiru conspiracy theory. The conspiracy states that there is this made-up planet called Nibiru, or Planet X, and it's supposedly heading straight for Earth, bringing all sorts of disasters with it. But here's the thing, scientists and astronomers have looked into it and they say no real evidence for this planet or any danger of a collision exists. In short, it's a theory that's been widely disapproved by the experts. Now, we all know that the government has been up to no good these days, hiding a lot of information from the public. Who is to say that this is also one of the things they want to hide from us? You know in cartoons how snowflakes look, beautiful patterns falling from the sky? A 60-year-old man recently had a delightful surprise during a snowfall. Accustomed to the usual snow dust, he found himself witnessing the intricate beauty of snowflakes for the first time, delicately falling from the sky.
Not that I'm a real snow aficionado, but I've never seen that.
Snowflakes are famous for their unique and captivating shapes, often looking like beautiful hexagonal crystals. Each flake has its special design, creating a collective display that's a breathtaking spectacle. Even though we've seen snowflakes in pictures, witnessing their real beauty in person can be a truly magical moment. At an unknown location, this footage was taken. Tiny lights are moving from the earth toward the heavens. I have never seen anything like it. It's a mesmerizing scene. For us humans, our minds are always ready to make sense of things they don't understand, which has led to many theories about this mysterious show. Some suggest that these bright trails mean that souls are leaving Earth, going through a meaningful and spiritual change. Others, influenced by Christian beliefs, consider the idea of the rapture, a moment when good souls rise to heaven. On the other hand, some people hold a different idea, suggesting that these lights could be spaceships leaving Earth, maybe because something bad is about to happen. And the list goes on and on. All these theories about what this could be are very disturbing, but we can't tell which is closer to the truth or not. What do you guys think? If you have other suggestions, let us know in the comment section below. A lot of people overlook just how incredible and powerful water can be. I mean, I'm talking about the natural wonders like rivers, oceans, lakes, you name it. Take a look at this beautiful yet terrifying sight. It was captured at a beach where a man spotted something incredible happening out in the ocean. It's a tunnel of water stretching from the sea all the way up into the sky. At the top, there's this ring of clouds that looks almost like a donut, and right in the center of it is where the column of water is coming down from, connecting right back into the ocean. It's mesmerizing, but also a reminder that nature can be terrifying, especially water. It's as if the ocean itself is reaching up to the heavens, and the sheer force of that spout just shows how powerful and unpredictable water can be. Water might seem calm on the surface sometimes, but can equally be terrifying. What do you think of this phenomenon, and have you seen one before? Stepping away from earthly things, take a look at these clouds.
Look, bro, this look like a woman, bro. Look, this look like a whole picture. Bro, come here, look at my phone.
What do you see? Tell me you see them too. The clouds somehow look like a picture involving multiple individuals. I'm pretty sure that's not normal. The individual recording is even shocked himself, and I can't blame him. Once he uploaded the clip, all sorts of theories came from different angles and directions, with some stating it had to be the government's blue beam technology. Others felt it was a sign from God, whereas a small sect believe it was a sign we're living in the Matrix. A very small group held on to Julius's beliefs. The whole thing was fake, and it was meant to deceive the masses. Now we can say with certainty which of these it is, but if it was indeed an attempt to mislead the masses, then certainly whoever planned it has succeeded, because more than 60 to 70% of the paranormal community believe this is real. What about you?
Look, bro, this look like a woman, bro. Look, this look like a whole picture. Bro, come here, look at my phone.
Just before you start wondering what we're looking at here, you should know that the helicopter is carrying an object called the electromagnetic surveying system. They're used for geophysical exploration and are employed in various industries, including mineral exploration, to map subsurface geological features by measuring electromagnetic responses. While these systems are primarily used for geological purposes, there have been instances where unconventional interpretations of electromagnetic anomalies have led to speculative theories, including the suggestions of extraterrestrial activity like finding UFOs. So what's this one doing out there? Looking for an alien craft? Oh my goodness, take a look at this. While on a boat ride in the ocean, this person was met by a huge shark. The killer fish swam onto the boat and circled back, swimming around the boat. Luckily, the person on the boat was very still and didn't catch the attention of the creature. But from the noise the person was making, you can tell that he was freaked out. Contrary to the initial fear of a great white shark, it turns out to be a basking shark, a relief for anyone fearing a more dangerous encounter. Basking sharks are known for their immense size, often mistaken for more aggressive species due to their appearance. But they're filter feeders, mainly eating plankton and small fish by swimming with their mouths wide open. In moments like these, the thin line between awe and fear is palpable. The ocean, with its mysteries and wonders, can evoke a mix of emotions. Have you ever had a close encounter with marine life? And if so, how did it leave you feeling? Tell us in the comment section.
Conyers, and they just sent out a alert for us to shelter in place and close all your windows because this is a chemical fire. So look at those clouds.
This video was taken by a woman driving through Conyers, Georgia, where thick, ominous fumes were billowing into the air from a nearby biolab. The lab had caught fire, and the fumes being released were toxic. Emergency alerts were sent out on September the 29th, urging residents to close their windows and stay indoors to avoid exposure. Just take a look at the density of the smoke. It looks like something out of a disaster film, but this is very real. The fact that it's coming from a biolab raises even more concern. What kind of materials were inside, and how dangerous are these fumes? It's hard not to wonder how this happened and what kind of long-term effects might it have on the environment and the health of the community. Anyone who knows more about this should let us know in the comments section.
Conyers, and they just sent out a alert for us to shelter in place and close all your windows because this is a chemical fire. So look at those clouds.
While you figure that out, you might want to take a look at this ginormous beauty of a specimen.
Oh my god. Oh gee. Oh, a big kangaroo in front of me. I'm scared.
I'm not a zoologist, but that's definitely not normal. The individual who uploaded the clip stated that it was definitely reaching up to 9 feet in height. While that's impressive, I was definitely distracted by those strong-looking muscles. After admiring it for a few seconds and feeling sorry for myself— wait, scratch that, you didn't hear that. Back to my research. I discovered that kangaroo sizes vary by species. The largest, the red kangaroo, can reach up to 6 feet in height with a tail length of about 3.3 feet, and males weigh between 121 to 198 pounds, while females are smaller at around 3.6 feet and 40 to 88 pounds. Eastern gray kangaroos grow up to 5 to 6 feet tall for males, weighing 110 to 145 pounds, while females are typically 4 to 4.6 feet tall and weigh 37 to 88 pounds. Western gray kangaroos are slightly smaller, with males reaching 4.3 to 5.3 feet and weighing 62 to 119 pounds, while females weigh 35 to 82 pounds. While that's a lot of kangaroo information, you can clearly tell that this big guy doesn't fit any of the dimensions stated here. So what do you think we're dealing with?
Oh my god. Oh gee. Oh, a big kangaroo in front of me. I'm scared.
This next footage was sent in by a subscriber. While driving through town, they came across this in the sky. It was a glowing cross in the sky. This is not normal, and naturally it led to some pretty interesting conversations once it was uploaded. For some, the appearance of a luminous cross in the heavens triggers thoughts of divine or supernatural significance. The notion of a heavenly sign or a symbol linked to the rapture emerges, bringing with it a sense of wonder and awe. Others, however, bring a more skeptical lens to the scene, suggesting that it might just be the product of a mundane phenomena, such as a reflection on a car window. What do you guys think, real or fake? In Mexico, this strange structure was found. It looks like some sort of abandoned tunnel that leads into an underground cave system. In there, we had strange stone structures all over. In the darkness, something interesting is revealed. Even though it's hard to see, the person filming says they saw a creature in the deep darkness. The cave is naturally spooky, and thinking about something hiding there makes us wonder what secrets might be hidden inside. Maybe it's a creature that lives underground, or it could just be a trick of the light playing tricks with our minds in the mysterious parts of the cave. One thing is for sure, I'm not going into a cave that looks like this. If you haven't already hit the like button, subscribed, or even dropped a comment so far, could you please do so now? It goes a long way to help us to make more videos like this for you. Thank you so much. Now back to today's episode. So the owner of a remote property sets up her surveillance camera for safety, and what does it capture? A strange entity zooming across the camera. This entity was in a long robe that swept the floor and covered it from head to toe. In its head, some of the robes were even flying in the air as the entity moved. Now, the property owner was very alarmed when he saw the footage. This entity looked very weird, and its movements were very eerie, almost as if it was floating and gliding at the same time. What do you reckon it could be? Please do share your thoughts and experiences in the comments section. A trail camera captured this creature in the woods. This has to be a bipedal wolf-like creature. That's a lot of words jumbled up together, but I know you get me. Just look at its snout and hairy body. From the waist down, it appears to be human. The darkness makes it hard to see, but we can see enough. I mean, take a look at its knee. So what could it be? Well, two things come to mind. The first originates from spooky stories and folklore, suggesting it might be a werewolf or a dogman. You know, the creatures that often show up in eerie tales. The weird features of this creature kind of support that idea. Aaron believes it's definitely a dogman, and I can't argue with him on that. The second thing that comes to mind has to do with the more skeptical folks. Some were already in the original post asking, hey, could this be a person in a costume pulling off a prank in the deep, dark forest? Instead of arguing these things out, tell us what you think. Dogman, costume, hoax? Be blunt. We'll be reading in the comments. This footage was taken in Anna, Illinois. It looks like some sort of stormy cloud, and it's very terrifying. A little research, and Julius discovered it was called a storm wall. Aaron believes it was the wrath of the gods, but thank God we have Julius for things like this. Storm walls, also known as shelf clouds, are captivating weather phenomena. Typically manifesting at the forefront of thunderstorms, they form when cold air descends, displacing and uplifting the warmer air ahead, resulting in distinctive and occasionally dramatic cloud formations. Shelf clouds look like wedges along the horizon, giving a kind of scary appearance, but they can make beautiful views. They're not tornadoes or wall clouds linked to severe weather. Instead, they happen because of the complicated mix of air movements during thunderstorms. Have you ever seen anything like this before? Share with us in the comments section. After a snowstorm, a man went walking through the forest when he came across a strange spectacle in the woods. There was some sort of white smoke coming from a tree. Now, it's very curious because it just snowed and there was no indication of a fire being lit up. This situation sparks talks on the internet. A theory emerges suggesting that the tree might serve as a clandestine passageway to an underground bunker, with the smoke serving as a telltale sign of covert activity below. Still on heavenly bodies, this footage was recorded from the International Space Station. And what do we see? Strange glowing orbs just hanging out up there. Now the big question is, are we dealing with some kind of extraterrestrial craft, or are these orbs actually celestial entities? The space around Earth is populated with satellites, space debris, and other objects. Glowing lights could be reflections of these objects, especially when caught in the sunlight. But we cannot rule out the possibility of extraterrestrial crafts out there, because just like Nibiru, there might be some truth to these conspiracies, or do you think I'm losing it at this point? Stepping away from the height department, let's take a look at this smooth heist. Two thieves roll up to someone's place, and one of them is wielding an antenna. Now, you might be thinking, what's with the antenna? Well, these crafty folks are using it to boost the connection between the car inside the house and the electric car parked outside. So as soon as they get the connection, the car opens and they can drive away with it like they own it. Now, to outsmart these high-tech bandits, the tip is to keep your car keys in a metal container or a special pouch away from your car. Those who leave their keys by the door are basically giving these thieves a VIP pass to a free ride. At least, that's what Julius told me. Can anyone confirm this? In the streets of Oregon, a man captured a peculiar sight. The tarred road was steaming hot, and the tar itself seemed to be melting.
Yeah, they say this is a volcano 100 years ago, but
The initial interpretation was that it might be a volcano, perhaps reawakening after centuries of dormancy. In situations like this, the initial interpretation often leans towards more sensational and extraordinary explanations. However, subsequent information debunked the volcanic theory. It turns out that the phenomenon was more grounded in the infrastructure beneath the surface. The steaming and melting were attributed to a hot water pipe leak. Funny, right? In 2023, a group of people had a serene visit to Lake Houma in Australia, looking forward to enjoying the tranquility of the waterside. However, their peaceful time was unexpectedly interrupted by a mysterious and unsettling sound that seemed to emanate from beyond the lake.
We're up at Bonnie Doon.
The nature of the sound raised eyebrows among the visitors, as it was not akin to typical animal noises or the familiar hum of machinery. The noise, characterized by its unusual and eerie quality, sparked curiosity and a sense of intrigue among those present. When confronted with such unexplained sounds in natural settings, various factors come into play. It could be attributed to wildlife, atmospheric conditions, wind patterns, or even geological activities in the vicinity. On the other hand, human-made sources such as distant machinery or industrial processes could also contribute to such auditory phenomena. However, since none of these was confirmed, we're left to wonder what this could be.
You can hear that, right?
Yeah, what is it?
I've got no idea.
it is strange.
Moving on, we have this chilling image taken by a man who decided to explore an abandoned building one night. Venturing out alone, he got closer to the eerie structure when something caught his eye. It was a creature crouched on the ground in front of the building. According to the man, the creature ran off as soon as it noticed him, but not before he managed to snap this photo. I've looked at it several times and I'm not able to confidently make out what it might be. You see it on your screens too. What do you think we're dealing with? A hunter was out in the woods tracking deer when he suddenly saw something strange walking just meters away from him. Completely stunned by the sight, he quickly gathered his composure and managed to take this picture. The creature, estimated to be 8 feet tall or even more, casually strolled by. Take a good look. Most people are convinced it's Bigfoot. Naturally, with all the recent Bigfoot clips, everyone's wondering if this is the real deal. In the extremely cold and snowy land of Antarctica, where temperatures are bone-chilling and snowstorms are constant, life becomes surreal and full of challenges. In this footage, you can see a woman struggling to shut her door after it was forced open by the storm. Just look at how she is struggling.
This snippet offers a glimpse into the harsh and demanding conditions that inhabitants and researchers in Antarctica contend with regularly. Antarctica's reputation as the coldest place on Earth is well deserved, with temperatures plummeting to extremes that test the limits of human endurance. The continent is not only known for its freezing temperatures, but also its relentless and unpredictable weather patterns. Snowstorms, often accompanied by strong winds, can transform the landscape into a hostile and unforgiving terrain. Surviving in Antarctica demands special skills and resilience to the harsh climate and navigate through the unpredictable elements. Hold on to your hats, folks. In this interview, we catch wind of an astonishing claim. Scientists may have the keys to extending our lifespans, all by tinkering with our very own genome.
Unnecessary. We'll just mess with the genome and you live forever. Mess with the genome? Yeah, just change the genes in a way so that they don't age. We're much closer to that than separating your brain out and putting it
with mice already?
And putting it in a jar.
They're doing that with mice.
There are ways we can prolong the life of other animals, but they don't live forever. They just live longer than they otherwise would have. So I think we're much closer to that manipulation of the genome than removing the brain from your skull and sticking it in a jar.
Yes, you heard that right. No need to transfer our consciousness into futuristic robots. The fountain of youth might be in the hands of genome-tweaking scientists. But pause for a moment. Let that sink in. And if this is indeed true, it makes you wonder about all those potential cures sitting somewhere in someone's cabinet, doesn't it? Could the secrets of conquering disease like cancer be tucked away in the intricacies of our genetic makeup?
Yeah, just change the genes in a way so that they don't age.
Next, we've got this footage from a home security camera set up in the kitchen. In the clip, a woman is busy doing something when out of nowhere, the lower compartment of the fridge starts to open and close on its own. The woman, visibly startled, turns around to face the fridge and her reaction is priceless. You can tell she's completely freaked out. She doesn't waste any time either. She fast walks right out of the kitchen, clearly not wanting to stick around to see what might happen next. Here's where it gets even weirder. After she leaves, the fridge continues its bizarre behavior, opening and closing all on its own, as if controlled by an invisible force. Most people believe this is ghost activity, but what do you think? Wow, and yes, that's a man lying next to a massive bone. Before you scream giant, it's rumored to be the thigh bone of a titanosaur. This gigantic bone was discovered back in 2013 by a farmer in Argentina. He noticed part of it was sticking out of the ground, and that's when the experts were called in to dig it out. What they unearthed was an 8-foot-tall bone. It's nearly the same height as the man lying beside it, which really puts in a perspective just how colossal these creatures once were. Titanosaurs are believed to have been some of the largest dinosaurs to ever walk the earth, and this bone alone speaks to their sheer size. It's mind-blowing to think that something this enormous was roaming our planet millions of years ago. Mesmerizing, right? In 2010, a startling scene unfolded on a golf course when a man witnessed an alligator casually strolling across the greens, appearing to carry a head in its mouth. Whose head was that, and how did the creature get the head? Now, rewind to a year earlier, and the same golf course had a missing persons report linked to it. People had suspected that she was eaten by the alligator that lived in the river nearby, so when this footage came out, people panicked, fearing the gator might be wandering about with the missing woman's head.
However, further investigation revealed a less macabre truth. It turns out that the alligator was not carrying a human head, but rather a turtle in its jaws. Just a quick reminder before the next clip comes, if you still haven't liked, commented, or subscribed, could you do so right now? You wouldn't want us to send that big alligator after you now, would you? Exploring the depths of the ocean is indeed a fascinating endeavor, and researchers often encounter mysterious and unique creatures that are rarely seen by humans. The deep-sea environment is home to a diverse range of species, some of which have adapted to extreme conditions such as total darkness and high pressure. Some deep-sea researchers plunge into the abyss with cameras to capture glimpses of these enigmatic beings. In this footage, a particularly intriguing creature comes into view, a strange-looking creature with glowing eyes staring straight into the camera. The presence of glowing eyes in deep-sea creatures is a fascinating adaptation known as bioluminescence. Many marine organisms in the abyssal depths use bioluminescence as a means of communication, camouflage, or attracting prey. The ability to emit light in such a dark environment aids these creatures in navigating, finding food, and interacting with their surroundings. Now the question is, what creature could that be? Is it a new species or something else? My assistant Aaron could find nothing on this creature. Perhaps it's a bias because he believes it's an otherworldly creature. If any one of you know what this is, please do share in the comments section. Hold on to your history books because things are about to get wild. Scientists are on a mission to bring back the woolly mammoth. You know, those giant furry elephants that went extinct ages ago. Now, this information has been going around for a while. It sounds like a fairy tale when it started, but not anymore. These scientists believe that in just 4 years, we could have woolly mammoths casually strolling the earth with us. Sounds unbelievable, I know. But would you be down for some mammoth meet and greet, or is this a bit too much of a Jurassic Park vibe for comfort? Next, we have this towering figure, a real-life, modern-day giant. Meet this 24-year-old gentleman who hails from Pakistan and is breaking records in the height department. He stands head and shoulders above the crowd, making quite the impression. It's like he's living in a world of his own up there. Exceptionally tall people often garner attention due to their unique physical characteristics. Human height can be influenced by various factors, including genetics, nutrition, and overall health. But some are naturally tall without any underlying medical conditions. What's your take on this towering individual? A real-life giant, or just someone who's exceptionally good at reaching for the top shelf? Out in the middle of the sea, a fisherman experienced an unexpected twist during a routine fishing expedition. As he eagerly opened his fishing net, expecting a bountiful catch of fish, he was met with a surprising and unusual sight: a snake coiled among the fish. Without missing a beat, the fisherman bravely seized the snake by its head and promptly released it back into the sea. While this encounter might appear nonchalant at first glance, the video stirred some concern among viewers who identified the creature. To the casual observer, this might seem like just another fisherman's tale. However, this was no ordinary snake. It was a sea snake, one of the most venomous creatures known to inhabit the ocean depths. This man was lucky that the snake was in a good mood that day. Perhaps it wasn't luck. Perhaps he was just that skilled. What do you think? At a river, a peculiar discovery was made. A cat seemingly turned into stone. The creature appeared petrified, its form transformed over time into a rigid, rock-like statue. The sight sparked various reactions and speculations. While petrification is a natural process where organic material is replaced by minerals, it's not a common occurrence for domestic animals like cats. Typically, petrification is associated with ancient remains buried in specific geological conditions over an extended period. In this case, there might be an alternative explanation, such as the cat getting trapped in a substance that hardened over time, creating the appearance of petrification. Aaron, however, thinks someone from the Harry Potter world used the Petrificus Totalis charm. Thankfully, we know when to take him seriously. Brace yourself for this next one. There's a baby with black eyes, and no, it's not some edited clip or visual trick. It's a real baby. Now, we're not talking about the creepy black-eyed kids thing here. So what could be going on? Well, we don't actually know for sure, beyond the fact that the one who sent it in insists he was there when it was recorded. Some folks who saw the clip are guessing that the baby might have experienced some kind of trauma, making the eyes look dark. They speculate it would get better after a few days. Others are saying that perhaps the baby just has larger pupils that will grow into those eyes over time. Now, I haven't heard of that before, but neither has anyone I know seen this before as well. It's one of those things that sparks a lot of speculation and different ideas. This situation, however, is something that has been observed quite frequently in recent times. A lot of recent childbirths result in these babies looking like they're auditioning for a role in an Exorcist movie. What do you think could be going on? Wondering what's happening here? Well, this footage is apparently from Texas, and the whole vicinity was closed off because of low oxygen levels. This resulted in thousands of fish washing up ashore. But it didn't end there. Japan also faced the same situation, where fish were also washed up ashore because of low oxygen levels. What on earth is causing this? The truth is, no one could give us a single convincing answer. So is it something environmental, like changes in water conditions or pollution, or could we be dealing with some underwater cosmic event that's got fish feeling breathless? Whatever it is, it's making waves, not the good kind. When I saw this, the first thing that came to mind was that it was a hologram, and an interesting looking one at that. After watching it for a while, I realized that the individual was trying to explain, using technology, how interdimensional beings may react to our own. The comments section was crazy, with comments like, "Are you saying ghosts are not necessarily the dead, but interdimensional beings?" As much as I wanted to get into the whole thing, I felt it was Aaron's field of work, since everything supernatural has to do with him. Having seen it yourself, however, what do you make of it? Now let's examine this unsettling footage captured one evening in 2023 in New York. The sky had an eerie orange hue with what appeared to be smoke or fog lingering in the atmosphere. First off, wildfires are known for casting a reddish-orange tint in the sky, and the smoke they produce can definitely create that foggy effect. If there were any wildfires in the area, that might explain it. Also, industrial activities or certain weather conditions can also contribute to hazy skies and strange colors. However, there was no report of a fire around or bad weather conditions, so what could have caused this? Is the air even safe for the people around to breathe? There is no one in sight wearing a nose mask either. Skinwalkers are known to be one of the trickiest and most elusive creatures in lore. They can shape-shift into any form, whether it be an animal or a person. But they have one flaw. Though they can mimic shapes, they never truly get the transformation perfect. These small imperfections are often subtle and hard to notice unless you're really paying attention. In this case, a woman was out shopping when she encountered something strange. She spotted this dog sitting in a stroller while its owner casually browsed the store. But the dog was staring directly into the camera, unblinking, with wide eyes that seemed unnatural. Now, it's not every day that you hear about a skinwalker being caught on camera, let alone in the form of a pet. But look at those eyes. There's definitely something off. Could this really be a skinwalker in the guise of a dog? Last time I checked, chemicals and processed food items aren't supposed to move on their own. So how is this even possible? To provide context, a woman brought an Oreo and was enjoying it like any other snack. It was all good until she opened one cookie and dropped it almost immediately. It might have looked weird, but she had a good reason. As you can see in the footage, the cream inside the Oreo was wiggling on the counter even after she dropped it. How is this possible? Oreo cream isn't supposed to move like that, right? Is there something about these cookies we don't know? Share your thoughts. After the sun had gone down, someone captured this candid moment. In the plain blue sky with no indication of sunlight, two vibrant orange rays tear through the fabric of the sky, casting an otherworldly glow on the earth. Pretty cinematic, right? Now, the scientific explanation would lean towards crepuscular rays, those beautiful beams of sunlight filtering through gaps in the clouds or terrain. They're like nature's own spotlight, creating this awe-inspiring display. However, I get it. There's something almost mystical about it that makes you pause. Could this be just a natural phenomenon, or is there something else at play here? Sometimes the beauty of nature just has that effect on us, making us ponder the wonders of the universe. Whether it's a trick of the light or something more magical, moments like this certainly make the world feel a bit more enchanting. Don't you agree? In this next footage, we're faced with another one of those mysterious sea creatures. This one looks like a giant spider with extremely long legs. Some say that this is a big fin squid. Big fin squid, also known as Magnappina, a deep-sea squid known for their long, slender arms and unique fin structures. These deep-sea creatures are often encountered in exploration of the ocean depths, and their appearance can be quite unusual and mysterious. What stories does this spider-like denizen of the deep carry, and how does it contribute to the ever-expanding narrative of the marine marvels?
See that? There's nobody there. Automation. I work at an automated dock. All these machines right here, there's no people. Hardly any people on this thing. This is what they're fighting about. I work at an automated dock right here, Port of LA, Long Beach. Keep fighting, brothers. Keep fighting.
It's undeniable that technology has greatly enhanced our workforce, making tasks faster, more efficient, and often safer. But let's not forget the other side of this coin. Technology is also replacing jobs, leaving many workers out of work. Take a look at this footage, captured by one of the workers at a port. In the video, you'll notice something striking. There are no humans inside. Instead, it's just machines fully automated, taking on the tasks that were once done by men and women. This is exactly why port strikes are happening. Workers are being replaced and their livelihoods are at stake. But what happens when the few human roles left at these ports are taken over by machines? Where do those thousands of workers go? What becomes of the people who were sent home as technology continues to advance and take over? This is the harsh reality we are facing, and it's a question worth asking as we move forward into a more automated world.
See that? There's nobody there. Automation. I work at an automated dock. All these machines right here, there's no people. Hardly any people on this thing. This is what they're fighting about. I work at an automated dock right here, Port of LA, Long Beach. Keep fighting, brothers. Keep fighting.
Guys, look at all these Cybertrucks and Teslas. No one's driving that? No one is in that car.
Nobody walked over here. Wait. There's nobody in these. What the heck? That car just sped off. There's no one in it.
How'd you feel about Tesla cars and Cybertrucks? They're quite innovative with their self-driving features, but to be honest, they kind of freak me out sometimes. Take this, for example. A group of people were driving by an alleged abandoned parking lot when they came across something eerie. The entire lot was filled with Teslas and Cybertrucks, and here's the strange part. They were all moving, but no one was inside them. These cars were just rolling around on their own, gliding through the lot as if something was controlling them. What's even more unsettling is that it looked like the cars had been left there, abandoned. Why would an entire lot be full of self-driving vehicles like this, and what could be causing them to move around? Julius has a theory it's a testing site for these vehicles. That sounds logical, but what say you guys?
Guys, look at all these Cybertrucks and Teslas. No one's driving that?
Nobody in that?
No one is in that car.
Nobody walked over here. Wait. There's nobody in these. What the heck? That car just sped off. There's no one in it.
Speaking of orbs, here's another encounter that leaves us with even more questions.
Watch this.
Mírala, 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 mírala. Mira esa luz de ahí. ¿Sí la estás viendo? La luz. Si no miras la luz, o solo la miro yo.
Two women were out in the wilderness when they noticed something hovering just a few feet ahead. Suspended in the air, glowing with an intense light, was a bright orb completely still. The women were so taken aback by its presence that they froze, keeping their distance as they filmed it. They didn't dare go any closer, perhaps fearing that what they might find if they did. Unlike the previous footage of the orb that transformed into a human-like figure, this one stayed exactly as it was. So, what's different here? Could it be that not all orbs have the ability to shift forms, or are there different types of these mysterious lights, each with their own purpose? And if this one isn't a shapeshifter, what else could it be? So many questions, yet not many answers. But can you help?
Watch this.
Mírala, 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 mírala. Mira esa luz de ahí. ¿Sí la estás viendo? La luz. Si no miras la luz, o solo la miro yo.
A woman was walking home one night, taking a shortcut through a wooded area. Partway down the path, she began to feel that familiar chill, as though something or someone was watching her. To ease her nerves, she pulled out a camera and began filming her surroundings. As the camera panned across the trees, it captured a shadowy figure lurking behind a tree to the left. The figure was pitch black with eerily glowing eyes. The woman did not hesitate when she saw it. She turned and sprinted out of there as fast as she could. Now, many people believe this could be a shadow person, while others think it's a skinwalker. But you've seen the clip, so what do you think it is? We've heard of the Fountain of Youth and know loads about it, but has any one of you ever heard about a miracle rock? No? Well, watch this clip. Someone burns this strange black stone and a clear liquid appears. Then they smear it on a cut on their hand, which appears to have a cut on it. After a few seconds, the cut closes up. Imagine how many lives we could help if this was real. Well, according to the one who uploaded this footage, it exists and it's called the Bangfa stone. Yeah, I hadn't heard of it either, but they claim it's found in the Amazon forest and has great healing properties. I mean, we'd be doing extensive research into this, so subscribe and like if you haven't already. But until the findings of our research are out, what do you think? Is this real, or do you believe it's a hoax? Share your thoughts in the comments section.
Está flotando este pájaro. No se mueve. Dios mío, ¿qué es esto? ¿Qué es esto?
Here's a curious tale. This man stumbled upon a bird stuck mid-air in the sky. The bird is just hanging there, wings spread wide, not moving an inch. Before we start questioning reality, there might be a simpler explanation. Birds, especially hawks or eagles, sometimes catch rising air currents to stay suspended without flapping much. It's their way of saving energy while keeping an eye on things. So even though it might feel like a scene from a sci-fi movie, there's a good chance it's just a bird taking a break up there. I know it's a big stretch, but, well, who knows? Aaron believes it's a glitch in the Matrix, but share your thoughts too. This next footage comes from Brooklyn, New York, and it's eerie to say the least. On top of a towering building, a dark, shadowy figure appears to be perched, watching over the city. It stayed there, motionless, for a few moments before suddenly taking off and disappearing into the night sky. This entity doesn't have a distinct shape, more like a vertical, dark mass. It's unsettling to think about, as it raises questions about whether we are truly alone in this world. Could other unknown entities or creatures be sharing our space hidden just out of sight? The way it simply flew off, almost as if it had some purpose or mission, makes this even more mysterious. What could this be? A spirit? An unknown creature? Or something else entirely? I guess we will never really know. Train wheels are quite different from those on most vehicles, and there's a fascinating reason for it. To demonstrate this, a man created a miniature train track model to show how these unique wheels work. He began with a set of cylindrical wheels, which were smooth and had no taper. As he tested the model on the track, the wheels struggled to stay on course, often veering off the rails. Then he swapped out the cylindrical wheels for conical ones. This time, the model held firmly to the track, gliding smoothly without slipping off. The conical shape of train wheels is crucial because it allows them to stay balanced and centered on the tracks even at high speeds or in turns. By having a slightly tapered design, these wheels can self-correct when a train moves side to side. When a train shifts to one side, the wheel's conical profile causes the outer wheel to roll on a large diameter than the inner one, helping the train return to its central position. This remarkable engineering keeps real trains securely on their paths, demonstrating the effectiveness of this unique design. Culture varies from place to place, and sometimes some might seem unique. Take a look at this footage, for instance. In the clip, we see a group of men gathered around a pot of sizzling food. Things take a bizarre turn when the guy in the center dips his hand into the hot oil and then casually puts it in his eye. As if that's not strange enough, he tilts his head in this weird position, giving everyone around a front row seat to the unusual spectacle. It looks like a street performance, but it clearly isn't. That's left many in the community asking what could be going on there, but no one can say for sure, but we can speculate. Some state that there's a possibility it's nothing more than a cultural presentation, while some think they have made pacts with God protecting them. Our skeptics like Julius, however, believe the whole thing is a hoax meant to steal money out of the pockets of the gullible. You've seen it yourself. What do you think? Whoa, talk about an unexpected aerial encounter. So someone's up there soaring in a hang glider over the Texas skies, minding their own business, when they spot a craft in the sky that's neither a plane nor a helicopter. The owner of the footage thinks it's a Metapod UFO. Now, Metapod or not, the big question remains, what in the world could this craft be? Is it a secret government project, an experimental aircraft, or maybe just some intergalactic tourists making a pit stop in Texas? What's your take on this airborne enigma? Alien visitors, a high-tech experiment, or just a really fancy drone with a flair for the dramatic? A man set out to ski in a clearing after a heavy snowstorm. It was the perfect setting, fresh and pristine. But as he prepared to hit the slopes, something caught his eye in the wooded area across the field. There, partially hidden behind a tree, was the silhouette of what looked like a woman. Dark and motionless, the figure's body was visible, but the face was obscured by the tree. The strange part? The figure never moved. It simply stood there, watching. Or at least that's how it felt. Unnerved, the man decided to abandon his ski plans and head back home. Could it have been a shadow, a trick of the light, or something else entirely? In an isolated, snowy landscape, seeing something like that would send chills down anyone's spine. What do you think it could be? If you've been on this channel all year, you might be familiar with some strange orange orbs we shared that have been captured around the globe. Well, they return again in this next clip. Take a look. A home security camera captured something mysterious in a backyard that bordered a wooded area. In the footage, a bright orb appeared, floating slowly from the left side of the screen to the center. It hovered there for a while, almost as if observing the area, then calmly floated back to the left and disappeared from view. What could this be? Some might say it's a bug or a dust particle reflecting light, but its movement and brightness seem unusual. Others speculate that it could be a spirit orb, a phenomenon often associated with paranormal activity. The theories are endless, but one thing's certain: no one knows for sure what we are dealing with. Do you?
Come on, boy. Come on.
We've been hearing a lot of news lately about scientists working on bringing extinct creatures back to life, like the woolly mammoth, which may soon be walking the earth again. And while that's, controversial, this next clip I stumbled upon is something truly wild. In this clip, someone is seen feeding a dinosaur. Yes, you heard that right. A triceratops. Now, these creatures are supposed to have been extinct for millions of years, so what is one doing in this footage? Some skeptics are quick to call it a fake, saying it's CGI or some kind of hoax, and sure, that's entirely possible. But if this is real, could it mean scientists have already found a way to bring certain extinct animals back without the public even knowing about it? What do you think? Could this be the real deal or just another internet trick? On second thought, if this was some top secret project, it wouldn't be on the internet, right?
Come on, boy. Come on.
The moon has long been a source of mystery and intrigue, with countless stories and legends surrounding its enigmatic presence. But this footage, captured in Nashville earlier this year, takes things to another level. In April, a woman was called outside by her friend to take a look at the moon. Sure, it's beautiful at night, but on this day there was something strange happening with it. A friend who had already noticed there was something unusual rushed out with a camera in hand, ready to film. She started recording, zoomed in, and within seconds, something shocking happened. Lightning struck, not on the Earth, but onto the moon itself. As they watched in disbelief, you can hear the astonished reactions in the background. According to the woman, her friend mentioned that the moon had been changing colors just before the lightning struck, adding another layer of oddness to the whole event. What could this mean? Was it just a bizarre atmospheric phenomenon, or something more? When lightning striking the moon is unheard of, the fact that the moon seemed to change colors beforehand is even more puzzling. What do you think could have caused this?
What?
A man had set out one night outside on one side of the road that was filled with a lot of people on both sides of the road, mostly men. It seems something is going on because the place is noisy. As he was panning his camera across the bustling road, just as he does, two large trucks drive by side. One has a massive container while the other hauls an unknown load. But as these trucks pass, something incredibly strange happens. From between the two trucks, a man suddenly appears. It's as if he materializes out of thin air right there in the narrow space where no one could realistically fit, not even a child. The road is far too narrow for someone to stand there safely, especially with two trucks passing by so closely. Yet, there he is. Witnesses who saw the footage were baffled. Some believe this could be the sighting of a ghost. Others think it might be something even stranger, like a glitch in the Matrix. What do you think?
At first I was confused about what I was seeing, and I just started looking at it, trying to figure out if it was dust or a bug or what have you. And it just started looking more and more like a hand.
A woman had put her baby down to sleep in his crib, keeping a monitor on to check on him. She wasn't asleep yet herself and kept glancing at the screen to make sure he was all right. That's when she noticed something unusual. There was a shiny orb right above the baby's head. As he turned his head to the other side, the orb moved with him. But what was strange was that it seemed to change shape, forming something that almost looked like a ghostly hand hovering above him. Seeing this, she wasn't as surprised as one might think. Her husband had passed away when their baby was just 4 months old, never having the chance to meet his son as he was very sick and in the hospital. She believed this could be her husband making a gentle visit to their baby boy, watching over him from beyond. What do you think? Could this orb really be her late husband's spirit, or is there another explanation?
At first I was confused about what I was seeing, and I just started looking at it, trying to figure out if it was dust or a bug or what have you. And it just started looking more and more like a hand.
Matrix glitches are some of the most bizarre and mind-bending phenomena that people report all over the world, and this next clip is no exception. A man parked his car in a lot, went about his business, and returned to find something completely unreal. There, lodged into his car, was a tree, but not in an ordinary way. This tree appeared to have grown through the front passenger seat from the ground up through the car's interior. What's even stranger is that you can see the full reflection of the tree's top in the car's windshield, as though it had been there for years. But the man had only parked there a few hours ago. How could a tree have grown into the car in such a short time? It seems that the only explanation for this was a Matrix glitch. Or do you have another explanation? A man visited Clingman Dome, taking several beautiful photos of the sunset. But after returning home and reviewing the images, he noticed something strange. In the top right corner of the sky, there was an odd-looking object. This object didn't resemble any known aircraft, and its triangular shape stood out against the evening sky. While it's difficult to say exactly what it is just from the photo, the owner believes that they captured a UFO. What do you think? Could this be proof of something extraterrestrial or something else? The US presidential election season is often full of buzz, but this year, one incident at one of Kamala Harris's rallies has really caught people's attention. During her speech, a keen observer spotted something unusual in the crowd. Behind her stood a man who seemed to be staring intently at her when, suddenly, his eyes appeared to turn completely white. Though the footage is a bit blurry, the camera zoomed in on him, and for a brief moment, it looked as if his eyes had lost all color. Then, just as suddenly, they returned to normal. This eerie moment has sparked a lot of online chatter, with some calling him a demon or suggesting there might be something otherworldly about it. What do you think? Could it just be a trick of the camera or something more mysterious? Let us hear your thoughts. Now, let's dive into some groundbreaking tech news. Google has reportedly announced plans to build 7 nuclear reactors by 2035. These reactors are projected to be powerful enough to supply energy to an entire city. But what's even more intriguing is why they're building them. Google plans to use this energy to fuel its future AI technologies. Think about it, we're less than a decade and a half away from a world where tech companies could be running their own nuclear-powered facilities just to keep up with the energy demands of AI. This might sound like the stuff of science fiction, but it's quickly become our reality. If Google plans go forward, it's only a matter of time before we see a future powered by AI and nuclear energy, transforming the way we think about technology and energy forever. What comes to mind when you see this man? If you said Cyclops, you wouldn't be alone. I mean, he has just one eye. I know there are cases of people born with various physical differences, like one leg or extra limbs due to defects or genetic variations, but in this case, it's tempting to let the imagination wander a bit. Could this be a modern-day Cyclops in the making? In Greek mythology, Cyclops were giants with single, large eyes in the center of their foreheads. They're often depicted as powerful and sometimes menacing beings. In the modern world, however, when it comes to individuals born with a single eye, it's typically a result of a congenital condition known as cyclopia. Cyclopia is a rare and serious birth defect where during the early stages of development the baby forms only one eye instead of the usual 2. It happens when the eye sockets don't fully separate like they should while the embryo is growing. So yes, this man can be called a Cyclops, except he's not a giant. On second thoughts, I don't think it'll be nice to call him that, assuming the video isn't actually a hoax, but do let us know what you think. Someone filmed this strange creature in the woods. At first glance, you'd see a Sasquatch, but a second look will reveal it's its canine cousin, if you can call it that. Many who saw it are convinced we're dealing with the Dogman, and looking at it, I can understand why they think that. The creature looks a lot like Husky, if you know what I mean. This also has got some talking in the paranormal community that we could be dealing with a werewolf instead. There are some who also believe that this is a hoax. Yes, by some, I mean our good old skeptics. But what do you guys think? Is this a genuine encounter with a cryptid, or is this simply an attempt to mislead us? Share your thoughts. Let's dive into 2 eerie pieces of footage captured by different people at unknown locations, showing something massive and unexplainable behind the clouds. In the first video, a man noticed an odd shape lurking behind a large cloud. At first, it looks like an ordinary part of the blue sky, but the top of this object is curved, almost dome-like, while the rest seems to be hidden behind the cloud. It gives the strange impression that something is cloaked in the sky. The second clip is taken by a woman during sunset. It shows something even more dramatic. Against the bright orange horizon, there's a massive curved shape, larger than the first sighting. Bright flashes seem to illuminate the area, briefly highlighting what appears to be a dome-like sky. What could these shapes be? Are they just oddly shaped clouds, or is there something much larger and more mysterious hidden up there? Aaron thinks something extraterrestrial may be at play here. What say you?
Oh my. Do you hear that? Is that happening for you too?
It turns out even superstars aren't safe from eerie encounters. Check out this clip from Taylor Swift's concert when something strange happens. She's seated at the piano, hands off the keys, when suddenly it begins to play on its own. You can see her hands in the air and she's visibly unsettled, looking around in confusion. Could this be the work of a super fan from the other side wanting to join in, or maybe just a technical glitch at the worst possible moment?
I didn't play that, so that means that. Oh my.
Now let's dive into another spooky scene. A man and his friend cruising one dark night when suddenly they stumble upon something straight out of a horror movie. So we have about 6 folks decked out in red robes with eerie white masks covering their faces. If you were driving and you saw this, you'd turn around, but not our brave driver. He kept driving, and when they noticed the car, they also didn't run. Instead, they lined up on both sides of the road to allow the cars to drive by. This is an unsettling situation on all levels. The big mystery here, who were those masked figures and why in the world were they standing in the middle of the road? Could they be ritualistic gatherings, or are we dealing with supernatural phenomena? Now, some skeptics are calling foul, saying it's all staged for a scare. But what's your take on this? Is it a spooky encounter with the unknown, or just a well-crafted performance to give everyone a good scare? During heavy rainfall, someone captured this in the night sky. There was a loud screeching sound followed by a loud boo and this strange green laser coming from the sky under the earth. Now the person recording suggests it could be an explosion, but I'm leaning toward alien invasion vibes here. I mean, what kind of explosion comes with sound effects and a green laser light show? Are we sure someone didn't accidentally open a portal to another dimension? I'm curious to know your take on this. Explosion or something more extraterrestrial? A home ring camera picked up something truly strange in someone's backyard. In the dead of night, a person can be seen moving away from the house, walking directly toward the fence. But here's the eerie part. This figure does not stop, it just glides right through the wooden fence as if it isn't even there. You can see the shadow of this person passing in front of the light, so it seems real enough. It even looks like a man in a cap. But that ability to move effortlessly through solid wood, well, that's definitely not something we'd call human. So what's going on here? Are we seeing some kind of superhuman ability, or is this figure a ghostly presence caught on film? Here's yet another terrifying clip the couple shed from their unsettling new home. In this footage, the woman was home alone with their dog when she heard a loud banging noise coming from downstairs. She went to check, only to find their dog standing on a door. This door is from an opening above the stairwell in the wall, located just below the ceiling. What's creepy about this is that they had tried to open that door before, but it seemed securely sealed. Now it had somehow come loose on its own. And as if that wasn't disturbing enough, one of her husband's shoes was sitting right beside the opening in the wall, as though placed there intentionally. Understandably freaked out, the woman decided to back away and wait for her husband to get home. Looks like the couple are in for a ride with whatever is in there with them. A couple went hiking up Klingman Dome while making their way along a woodland path when they noticed something unsettling. It was a creature standing in the trees watching them. Despite feeling uneasy, they decided to keep moving. But the creature did not stay hidden. It seemed to follow them from a distance, silently trailing them through the woods. And then finally it stepped out from behind the trees, revealing itself fully. That's when the couple snapped this photo. What they captured was astonishing. It was an 8-foot-tall figure that looked unmistakably like Bigfoot. They were in complete shock, frozen in disbelief by the sight of the massive creature. They later shared this to the paranormal platforms they were a part of, stating they might have encountered Bigfoot. What do you guys think? In this clip, an anonymous man shared a very curious sighting online. He managed to capture something strange in the sky. It was an object with a bizarre shape. According to him, the object was roughly the size of a car, but he couldn't quite figure out what it was. The footage shows this unidentified object hovering in the sky, almost as if he doesn't belong there. And people are buzzing about it, with many speculating that it could be a UFO. What say you? During a road trip, a woman decided to pull over and take a break. She parked her car and walked a few steps away when she noticed something unusual on the ground. It looked like a thick black substance, almost like engine oil. At first, she thought a car might be leaking, but then something strange happened. The dark, oily-looking substance started to shift, almost like it was alive. It moved across the ground in a way that didn't seem natural at all. Could it have been some kind of strange living matter, or maybe an unknown type of liquid reacting to the environment? A man was out hunting in the woods, listening carefully for the sound of movement when he heard some leaves rustling. He thought he had finally spotted his game, but what he saw instead was far more unsettling. Above a bush, there was a blurry, almost transparent shape. It looked as though something was trying to camouflage itself, blending in with the surroundings. Despite its attempt to remain hidden, you could still make out its presence. What could this be? A cloaked alien, some kind of advanced military technology, or something else entirely? I guess we will never really know. Next, we've got this footage that was shared by a man claiming he'd captured a Bigfoot in the woods and brought it home. In the video, you can see the creature bound by its hands and legs lying motionless. At first glance, it appears lifeless, and you'd think it was dead. But then, unexpectedly, the creature opens its eyes. It's a startling moment, and it looks directly into the camera. He was showing this off as his trophy, and just like the previous clip, not many are buying it. So what do you think? Is this genuine evidence of a Bigfoot, or could it be something else entirely? Here we have another strange case that some are calling a matrix glitch. A woman was parked in a lot when she noticed something really bizarre. There were 3 identical cars parked near her. One was in front and the other 2 were on either side. The cars were the same make, model, and even the same color. Now here's the really strange part. Although it's not visible in the footage, the woman claimed that all 3 cars had the same license plate number. That's just too weird to be a coincidence. What do you think is going on here? A glitch in the Matrix or something else entirely? A man accidentally spilt his drink on the tiled floor, but what happened next was completely unexpected. As the liquid seeped into the cracks between the tiles, tiny, red, wiggling things began to emerge. They looked like they wanted to crawl out from beneath the tiles. Intrigued, the man took a closer look, but as soon as he stepped on the tile, the tiny creatures vanished, slithering back behind the tiles. What could they be? Is there something living beneath the floor? A man was out for a nighttime walk when he noticed something strange in the sky. It was a large group of tiny white objects hovering and moving in unison. He started filming, puzzled by what he was seeing. At first glance, it looked like a flock of birds, but he soon realized that the objects didn't behave like any birds he'd ever seen before. Instead of flapping wings or scattering randomly, these white dots moved in a tight, coordinated formation, gliding smoothly across the sky. Many viewers speculate that this could be a new kind of UFO phenomenon. Typically, when people see UFOs, they report single objects or lights in different shapes like discs, orbs, or even triangular formations. But this is a swarm of small, light-like objects moving in harmony. That's something entirely different. What do you think they could be? Take a look at this footage that was taken in Ukraine. In it, you can see a house across a green field moving. Did you catch that? A house is moving. Since when do houses move? What if I told you it wasn't a house at all? This, my friends, is an army tank camouflaged as a house. Just imagine being stalked by a house. These guys are certainly taking camouflage to a whole new level, wouldn't you agree? Take a look at this video clip. At first glance, it's just a regular aeroplane making its way across the sky. No big deal, right? But here's where it gets interesting. If you take a closer look in slow motion, there's this mysterious cloaked craft that whooshes by. Even in slow motion, it's moving at a pace that'll make your head spin. Now, let's not jump to conclusions and declare it's aliens or anything, but it does make you ponder, doesn't it? There might be some other things up there sharing the vastness of the sky with us. It's like a subtle hint that there's more to our surroundings than meets the eye. What are your thoughts? If you haven't already hit the like button, subscribed, or even dropped a comment so far, could you please do so now? It goes a long way to help us make more of these videos for you. Thank you so much. Now back to today's episode.
This is a classic example of why I think that octopuses are almost alien. But man, those things, if they don't like you, if they got a problem with you, they're going to grab hold of you, and that little beak is going to come for your face hard. Look how many divers have had their masks pulled off their faces because of these things. Phew, forget that for a laugh. Yeah, I got better ways of shaving. Last part, I want to ask you if you got any videos, if you got anything that you want to give us, please send it to us at classifiedcaptures@gmail.com. We'll see it on an episode and we'll even mention you if that's what you want. If you don't, well, all right then, we won't. Sod ya. Now do me a favor, if you love me, if you got anything that you want to say to me, say it in the comments section and share this with as many people as you can. Thank you.